What is this Lucira Rapid test that I'm hearing so much about?
Lucira is a rapid molecular test called an RT lamp test. And we like molecular tests because they're much more sensitive than antigen tests and almost as sensitive as a PCR test. And we like rapid tests because we get the results right away. So Lucira is that kind of test. And the nice thing about it compared to the Abbott ID Now is the Abbott ID Now comes in this machine, this relatively big machine as big as a bread box and can only do like 4 tests an hour per machine. And the Lucira test is this nice little machine that fits in the palm of your hand. It's disposable, it's battery run, and can give you results very quickly. And then you just throw it away. So it's really convenient. So very excited about it.
So a couple more questions about the Lucira test. First of all, is it accurate? And second of all, what's the best use case for it?
Yeah, so it's a molecular test, as I mentioned. It's the specific technology is called RT lamp, which is highly recognized around the world as a sensitive test, much more sensitive than the antigen test, and almost just slightly less sensitive than the PCR test. So it's just slightly less sensitive than the gold standard. So it's very sensitive. There's so many use cases for it. The way we're InHouse Physicians is going to start using it off the bat is for at-home testing. So right now, most at-home testing that's available to folks is the PCR test. And it's either a self-administered nasal swab or even more popular is the saliva test. That has to be sent out. And then 48 hours later or 72 hours later, you get the results. This is really exciting because now we have another molecular test. A PCR is a molecular test, but this is a molecular test as well. The Lucira test, slightly less sensitive than PCR. So you're not giving up much sensitivity, but you get the results in 30 minutes. So we can literally send this test kit to someone's home. They can perform the test by themselves. What they can do then is they sign into we have our own app associated with the Lucira test. They sign into the app, they take a picture of their test results, which isn't a little card with 2 lines on it like a pregnancy test. It's actually a little machine that lights up if you're positive or negative. So there's a light for positive and a light for negative. You just take a picture of that, you upload it to IHP's app, and then we have the results, you have the results, and then whoever else, a third party, can have the results as well. And so it's really exciting for at-home testing, not only for return to work, as we're going back to work with employers bringing their employees back, but also in the event industry. We're very heavily involved in the meetings and events industry, and there's a great interest in the hospitality events industry, meeting planning industry, to have some type of rapid test that's sensitive for attendees to take before they come to the meeting, so we feel comfortable that they don't have COVID. So this test can be shipped to the attendee's home. They can literally take it the morning of their travel or the day before. And so we have a very short period of time before they took the test to when they reached the meeting. And you can feel really comfortable that most of your attendees are going to be negative for COVID, and you're going to have a relatively safe meeting because you're not bringing a bunch of people there that have COVID. I think the applications for this are endless. Another use case is for rapid testing actually at the school or at the employer. So a number of employers and schools are now doing surveillance testing where they're testing their entire population once, twice a week, or even more. And this allows you to do that. And you can do it with high volume. Since you don't have these machines that can only, these like bigger machines that can only do 4 tests an hour, and you have these throwaway machines, you can literally order thousands of these tiny little Lucira machines and do rapid testing on everybody in the same day, and do that frequently. You can do that once or twice or even more times per week. And the other nice thing about this that I didn't mention is that the Lucira test, it's very cost effective, and is that these test kits are reasonably priced, not as inexpensive as antigen testing, but much more sensitive than antigen testing. So it doesn't necessarily have to break the bank.